come.
Niemand hat die Absicht, eine Mauer zu errichten.
John Roberts, go ahead, John. No. John Roberts, go ahead. CNN's fake news. I don't take questions. I don't take questions from CNN. CNN is fake news. I don't take questions from CNN. John Roberts of Fox. Let's go to a real. Let's go to a real network. John, let's go.
Well, we're a real network too, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Will nobody protest? The leader of a free democratic nation has said nothing to say? Everyone is just sitting there, being what? Outraged? Angry? Does not anyone have anything to say by way of objection? A journalist is saying thanks like a slave? Hello and welcome to you all. I am pleased to welcome you to my presentation. Firstly, I would like to thank Dr. Marcel Reyes and Dr. Dermot Hudson and Mrs. Almut Dvorak for the translation. My name is Karsten Rose. I currently live and work in Munich, Germany. I'm a photographer and Photoshop specialist. I teach at various universities and technical colleges in Germany and Austria. I have written several special books on Photoshop and authored 2 travel books on Scotland and Shanghai. As you have seen in the film, we are confronted with many pictures every day. All sorts of pictures. Politics, history, advertising, all of these are presented to us as appropriate to any given society. It is almost impossible for us to find out whether the pictures we are shown are true or false. So we have to trust others. But can we trust them? But let's start with ourselves. We are taking pictures ourselves, aiming the camera at eye level with a normal camera lens, then we capture the scenes as it really is. After all, we don't want to tell lies. But be very careful, we may in fact be telling a lie already. This is a picture without camera manipulation or digital manipulation. It was taken with a pinhole camera on black and white film. Nothing has been manipulated here. Everything is what it seems. Or is it? An instant picture. Again, an instant picture. Now, here is a true unmanipulated photo. Okay, that was a bit... Again? Okay, that was a bit sneaky of me. Here is a book standard photo from a digital camera. Everything set to automatic. Everything white. Me at the podium at UN headquarters in New York. And here, a young woman at the seaside. The picture in the UN headquarters is an unmanipulated picture. The young woman was pasted onto the beach. The first picture is not possible. As a normal human being, you wouldn't get on the podium. Again, you wouldn't get on to the podium. The other one is much more likely, but it isn't real. So, what can you in fact believe? Are we ever honest? Who has a photo of themselves taken without making small changes? Deception and falsehood have been around since the beginning of photography. Here the head has been replaced. There is no need to hold on to a hero's horse. Instruction for developing pictures instructions for developing a picture in the darkroom from Muhammad Ali. This was around 1965. Just the same for James Dean in New York. This was around 1954. In advertising, things sometimes go further, sometimes with little mistakes. A small problem with the fingers. In advertising, we are used to being manipulated. Products are supposed to thrill us. In history and politics, that becomes more dangerous. Jane Fonda and John Kerry. These scenes doesn't not exist. But it was great to insinuate that John Kerry is against the Vietnam soldiers and therefore not a patriot. Which picture is correct? A threatening soldier with gun or one who gives some water to the enemy? Two magazines choose to show a different section. Not even digital manipulation. Just using the scissor in a different place. And what is if the photographer takes two different pictures? Deepwater Horizon, the accident on an oil rig and the rescue measures. The oil company is dealing with the oil spill. Sadly, this never happened. It's a very bad montage. You can tell from the bad crop edges. The oil company boss on the way to the site of the accident. He's personally getting involved. I'm not sure if the retoucher was a hero or an idiot. A hero because he didn't remove the tower from the aircraft carrier. That's how you can spot the lie. Or an idiot because he missed it. I just don't know. We are all children of the alignment, as we like to say. But the present is a different story. Politicians show themselves in solidarity with the people during a demonstration after the attack on the satire magazine Charlie Hebdo. However, the picture was not taken until much later and without the people, but that is not how it was sold to us. Some newspapers even removed all the women for the sake of religious correctness. Since the end of totalitarianism, there have not been such big attacks on alignment and democracy. Lies and fake news are widespread in politics and around pub tables. The new dictators refers to journalists as terrorists. They feed us alternative facts. They refuse to take questions from certain journalists, as Trump did when visiting the United Kingdom. Some in favor of Brexit don't care too much about the truth. Their aggressive slogans drown out those of the EU. Alignment is an attempt to value critical thinking above opinions, prejudice, emotions, traditions, or dogma. There is a global two-class human right. If you are born in the rich West, you can simply enjoy more rights, more freedom, and more life changes. Again, if you are born in the rich West, you can simply enjoy more rights, more freedom, and more life chances. Universal thinking and universal human rights have been replaced by a retreat into one's individual sphere. We are children of the alignment, not Muslims, blacks, gays, lesbians, Jews, handicapped, or anyone who does not fit into our worldview. Now let's talk about nations and borders. Freedom, equality, and solidarity are apparently only appealing or achievable if they are protected by walls and barbed wire. But they are our freedom and our equality. And yet, what is this freedom worth if it is consist is not needing to know anything, in not needing to be informed and just going on living comfortably and regurgitating the information we are fed. We live in an age of fear. Fear of strangers, fear of violence, fear of everything outside our fields of vision. Fear is strong. If you can control people's fear, you can control people. Liberal parties slide further and further to the right. The state wants to have total surveillance and has already largely implemented in the German state of Bavaria. But resistance against the right-wing tendencies in politics and society is growing. This is a Bavarian Minister of the Interior who has imposed new police laws. Again, this is a Bavarian Minister of the Interior who has imposed new police laws. The CSU party is depriving us of our fundamental rights. Terror warning for Sweden. Fake travel warning issued by the AfD party. Fails news. There was no immigrant who intentionally ran people over with a car. The massacre of Luxor, did take place, but the water has been tinted in this picture. Can we still believe? Again, what can we still believe? What or whom can we trust?
Fake news, 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 fake news.
Fire, fire, fire. How does fake news originate? Again, fire, fire, fire. How does fake news originate? Again, fire, fire, fire. How does fake news originate? Trump with impartial journalists in the Oval Office. Again, Trump with impartial journalists in the Oval Office. Suddenly, Trump starts yelling, fire, fire, fire. His security advisors run into the room and drag Trump out of the room to safety. The journalists are asked to leave the burning Oval Office. What do the journalists do? Many will just flee in panic. Perhaps they don't not see the fire. Others will look around in surprise and ask themselves where the fire is, but they have to leave the room as well. What does Trump tweet? I brought the fire under control and saved the life of many journalists. How does the press respond? It has never been so easy to access information. The problem is that you cannot just simply trust that information. You need to check it and recheck it, but not everyone can do so. That's what journalists are for. You can trust journalists, right? You can trust journalists, right? Well, yes and no. The rubbish papers such as the Bild or the rubbish papers such as the Bild or the Sun and the daft TV stations, those we cannot trust. But how can I find out which ones are untrustworthy? I do not know. I do not trust papers which have a naked girl on page 3 and which publish biased articles. Newspapers and broadcasters that form opinions and try to push me into a certain political, cultural or gender role. But it isn't easy. However, let us use our democracy in order to gain knowledge. We need to spot fake news and fake pictures. And yet, the lie can be so attractive. Thank you very much for your listening.